everybody, welcome to Coffee and Conversation. It is Angela. You know what we're going to do? We're going to get us a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, or in these days and times, you might need to reach to the upper cabinet, the one above me, get you a little additional help if that's what you need to take your day. But let's still get with it. Let's take the day. All right, everybody, happy Monday. It's Monday, y'all. You know, if this is your first time here, welcome. I always want to welcome newcomers. If you come on in, enjoy yourself, dig around, find something that encourages you during this time. And, you know, let me know if something moves your heart. I hope that it does and that you feel encouraged. If this is not your first time here, hey, family! Did you have a good week? I hope you did. I hope you did. Know that I was praying for you and I was wishing that all was well with you. That said, we're going to jump right into it. Now, y'all, I'm going to be honest. I struggled a little bit today. I struggled because I wanted to, in the current climate that we're dealing with, I wanted to give you all something relevant and encouraging. And I know that you all are hearing encouraging messages, and I definitely wanted to give you something that would encourage you. But I also wanted to continue in the same energy of no matter where you find yourself, your goal is to be the happiest that you can be. And even if you're in a season where it's hard to be happy, it's hard to have what we think is happiness, you have to enjoy your life where it is, because time passes anyway. You don't want to look around and you just spent 3 years being unhappy. You can't get those 3 years back. So no matter what presents itself, I want to encourage you to find ways of being happy and enjoying the life that you have. You, as far as I know, we only get one. So I want you to enjoy the one you got. Amen. Amen. All right. That said, I do want to encourage you to do something. I ain't going to be long in the intro today because last week I got real long. If you happen to be feeling some symptoms of the coronavirus, I want to encourage you to take advantage of telehealth medicine. It is available. Most insurance companies and healthcare practitioners are waiving the costs associated with the coronavirus test. So I want to encourage you to please go out there. If you don't have to go to your PCP, you don't have to go to the hospital to expose yourself. You are able to be screened telephonically and voice conference. They can use your mobile device, Skype, all of that to determine if you need to go to the emergency room for a test or come into your PCP office for a test. So I certainly want to encourage you to take advantage of technology today and not expose yourself. And outside of that, stay in. All right, moving into today's discussion. Y'all, we're going to talk about surrender. This is a tough one for me. Now, this is something that I have been working with now for several months, this particular lesson, the lesson of surrender, the art of surrender, the practice of surrender. And I'm just going to be honest, I suck at it. I'm not great. This is not one of those things where, you know, your girl is on the top of the mountain on this one. She's just not. This is one of those ones where one of my personal endearing qualities that makes me endearing to people is that I have a natural kind of fire, if you will. There's just the natural drive, a level of determination, you know, that natural. Yeah, your sister, yeah. There is a part of me that has a knuck if you buck. And I really feel like when you grow up and you good and grown, knuck if you buck changes, the definition of it changes. See, when you're younger sometimes and you have a fight spirit, you physically want to aggress people physically with your fists and your hands, your nails. But as you mature, you get you a couple of $5, $10, and $15 words and behaviors, and you learn how to buck appropriately. you learn how to say things in a manner that's together. And when you finish reading for all you work, when you finish giving people the facts and what you understand, and you understand things, and you can talk about things, and you know your rights, privileges, and responsibilities, you can talk about some things. And when you finish handling business with your mouth, you can buck with your mouth. This right here is all the buck you need if you can use it right. So, and all my fast talkers out there know what I'm talking about, right? They out there saying, yes, you can, because it's true. So, I'm going to start with the story here. Last year, I told y'all we had a couple of appliance problems. And so I called my insurance, and y'all, we need y'all to come out here and fix these appliances, blah, 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 blah. So we get to the point of delivery where they're getting ready to deliver my new appliances. And we had a mix-up in the paperwork, and the appliances weren't delivered when they were supposed to be. So I called the insurance company, and they gave me the hoopla and the runaround, and I didn't think it was just. So I bucked professionally. I let my mouth go. And I mean, I went in. And then the employee who was working with me got rattled. And so she bucking back. Now, as the consumer, as the customer, I can buck. But as the employee, you can't buck back. That's the way it goes. So she didn't buck back, but there was a clause that she could lean on and delay the process and make me start over and have to pay an additional $100 for the service. So that's the route she took. So now I'm calling other supervisors. I'm calling supervisors above her. Of course, they're going back. They're listening to the recording. And they come back and say, yes, she was absolutely wrong for how she spoke to you, Mrs. Callaway, but we're going to uphold her decision. I knew the reason they was upholding her decision was because I cut up on that woman real good. So while they had the option of being courteous and extending the courtesy to me, they did not. Because I didn't surrender and play nice in the kiddie pool, I acted a fool. And so you know what happened? I ended up having to pay, not only, it was $100 when they first came out. And when they came out again, it was $125. And I feel like that moment was a moment for me that said, this part of your personality is no longer serving you. The part of that personality that used to be a fighting spirit, and there's a difference in having a fighting spirit and having a fighting spirit, right? The part of you that's natural, that's spicy, that's flavorful, has taken a turn for the south, and it's no longer serving you appropriately. What it's doing is hindering you. Because that moment caused me to stop and reflect over other times where I knucked and booked and it didn't work out for me. And I realized that inner thing, that inner fight thing had started to take over in my life, and it was no longer producing good fruit. It was producing rotten fruit. So this is a tree that needs to come down, or I need to prune some of these knucking if you bucking branches. So I started working with myself, and I've been working with myself over the past 4, 5, 6 months trying to get there, and I'm not always successful, y'all. That's why I told y'all I'm still growing and learning. But I wanted to share with you the things that I say to myself to help me surrender in times where I naturally want to go ham, where I naturally want to go off, where I want to, because I feel like I'm experiencing it everywhere in life right now. There's nothing we can do about the coronavirus, right? It's coming. It is what it is. You can't, you do the best you can to protect yourself, but you got to go to the grocery store and get food. And then you get to the grocery store and folk in there. Now I'm trying to get my ground turkey, and y'all in there trying to keep me from. I got kids to feed. and y'all in there, we waiting on milk. We waiting for the man to bring the pallet of milk, and you try to get all the milk. Now, I got kids too. Girl, if you don't put that carton of milk down,
yeah, we knucking and bucking and ready to fight.
It's going to be a mess up on aisle 62 because I'm going to get some milk for my kid. But I had to stop and say, Angela, surrender. There are more grocery stores. And when I did, y'all, the dude brought a whole box of milk, and it was just for me. See, lady, had you waited, you could have got more than one carton. He was being nasty. Now I got all the milk. Now I ain't shit. I put it all in my buggy and wheeled off. So, see, that wasn't right. Because, see, I ain't do right there. I've learned and I've grown. I stopped knucking and bucking in the grocery store. But I feel like I'm constantly faced with different challenges. And so these are the questions that I ask myself. And I'm going to share them with you if you happen to have that scrappy spirit, that admirable scrappy spirit. Here are the steps. Question. The first question I ask myself is, why am I fighting? Is this even a valid fight? Like, is this fight even worth it? Is this a worthy fight to even have? Am I really finna stand in the grocery store and fight over a carton of milk? No. Am I finna fight over ground turkey? No. Is the fight even a valid fight? Why am I fighting? Like, does it even make sense to fight? Like, really, is this a credible fight? If not, just stop. The second question is this even my fight? Who am I fighting? Is this my fight? Maybe this is not even my fight. Maybe this is a fight for the police. Maybe this is a fight for the store manager. If they don't have enough milk, maybe I should talk to somebody else, because the customer is there to do what they're to do, which is shop and buy. It's the store's responsibility to make sure they have enough to meet the need. So is this even my fight? Am I even fighting with the right person? Like, all of those questions are the right questions to ask. Is this a worthy fight? Is this even a fight I should be fighting? Is there a reason to fight? Are you fighting? Sometimes you brought that spirit. It wasn't even a reason to fight. Sometimes you just have to ask for what it is you need. I had that happen yesterday. I had to take my dad to the hospital. We got there. They weren't allowing anyone in the hospital except for the patients. I get to the hospital, and the lady's like, we're not going to let you in. Okay, I'm not. You think I'm finna. I could tell she was ready to fight. She came with her own knuck if you buck. You've been dealing with people all day trying to get in to see their loved ones. You thought I was going to fight. I said, this is not even. Honey, I'm so beyond the fight. What I really want you to do is go in there and let my dad know that I'm leaving. Could you go in the back and let him know that I need to leave at the request and behest of the hospital? And y'all have a good day. She got right on up around the corner. Girl, we're not going to fight about stupid stuff now. If this is the hospital policy, you don't have to get the police over here to talk to me. I don't need the police at all. I just need you to get up and run them Nikes up the hall and come on back. That's all I need from you. I don't need much at all. Just do what I ask you to do, and we're going to be just fine. So is there a reason to fight? No, what do I really need? And if so, let me get busy doing that. Next, how can I surrender? Like, once you get beyond that, the next question is, how can I surrender in this moment? What does surrendering mean to me in this moment? Maybe surrender means walking away. Maybe surrendering means, what other options are there outside of the one that I planned for? What other options are available to me? Are there other options available to me? How else can I move the needle on this thing in the spirit of not fighting, in the spirit of pursuing peace, in the spirit of surrender? Next, you should ask, will it be okay? Will it be all right if I surrender? Will Dad be okay in the hospital without me? Yes. Does he need me at his bedside for him to be seen? He does not. Will it be okay? Yes, it will. Had I shut my mouth months ago when I was trying to get my appliances, would it have been okay? Yes, it would have more than been okay if I had just shut up. But I didn't do that. I ran my mouth. I had to spend my money. Now, the last tip I'm going to leave you with, and I had to hurry in the end because I talked real good in the beginning, was this. I want to leave you with this. Surrender does not have to be Zen. Surrender, and by Zen, I mean, it doesn't have to be this beautiful thing. Sometimes when we say surrender or the art of surrender, it takes on this white light enlightened thing. And it might not be. It's not always that way for me. Surrender a lot of times for me is, I'm mad about it. I'm mad. Even when I'm recognizing that I'm surrendering, I'm ticked that I am surrendering. Because the flesh in me, the meat in me wants to nut. But I understand and am able to separate from my emotions, step back and see the bigger picture and the benefit of surrender. Doesn't always feel great. So sometimes surrender for me is the tight face. That's what surrender looks like to me, for me sometimes. It's not always this beautiful, oh, I'm going to surrender. Sometimes it's, I'm going to surrender. I'm just going to surrender in this moment. Sometimes me and my sister was having words the first time I had to take my dad to the hospital. We wasn't arguing per se. We wasn't arguing. But we was, you know how your siblings, how y'all pop that little mouth at each other real, we would run in that mouth. And it was about to go there. And my husband pulled me to the side and said, Angela, that's enough of that. And I was kind of like, first of all, I don't need you stepping in our business, number one. That's really what I wanted to say. But when he said it, it caused me to come to myself and say, just surrender. Don't go any further. Just say, okay. And then later on, when this weekend, I started getting feisty. And I caught my sister saying, sure, honey. Agree with your adversary quickly. Whatever you would like. I turned around and said, oh, you just not even going to go in there that today with me. She said, not at all, honey. You came over here with that fighting spirit, and I'm not going over there with you. Sometimes surrender is not a beautiful thing always. And I don't want you to think that you're not mastering surrender and learning to surrender and learning to accept things and learning to accept what is and move forward from a place of peace. That if it's not happening beautifully for you, that it's not happening. It's happening. You're doing it. Just keep working at it with me and we'll get there. That's all I have for you today, guys. Take the day. Find your definition of taking the day in this season and get after it. I wish you well. I'll see you next Monday. Come on.